Home prices cost how much in what areas in Rapid City?
Place a bunny column on a bunny column. See the way they grow.
Hey everybody, it's Tristan Emond with Mindful Living Realty, a realtor right here in Rapid City, South Dakota, the gateway to the Black Hills. And yes, I've got a new microphone. So before you thought I was a YouTuber, now I'm really a YouTuber. If you're looking to buy a property in the Rapid City area, what can you expect regarding home prices in the area? Let's get on the computer, head over to my website, and do a search for each area so you can see how much you can expect to spend in each area in 2024. So let's start with the west side of Rapid City. I've got the map search here on the west side, and let's take a look at the properties you can find west side Rapid City. Starting with properties on the lowest end, you can see we start right about $300,000 on the west side of town, and that's for even, 1,300 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 1,600 square feet. But you also notice that these little marks right here showing we're decreasing price. So you're starting to see prices kind of come down a little bit on the west side of town, or actually kind of all over. And they're just little decreases trying to get things sold because some of them have been on the market for a little bit of time. For example, this home here on Raymond Drive, I looked at this one and some of the outside needs some help. Especially there's like right here, you can see where the siding is kind of coming apart a little bit. And there's just some things that need to be done there on this property. And that's where you can expect a majority of these properties in the $400,000 price point. You're probably going to have something to do in the property. As you get into the $400,000 mark, you're starting to get homes a little bit bigger square footage. This home here on San Marco is a pretty nice property. They've done a really good job on an addition in the back. And you can see that they've done a good job with the kitchen. And so very move-in ready. You wouldn't have to do as much as in this home as you would in some of the other properties under the $400,000 mark. Jane is a great location, great area. I like the Somerset Drive location, but we're getting to the 500,000 as we get square footages above the 3,000 square feet. And then here we go to the upper end homes. We've got a lot more features and cool things in the property. This one's got a great view. This one's off Canyon Lake. You can see Canyon Lake off of this property, as well as some really great decks and some nice interior furnishings as well. And if you want to, you can spend up to $3 million on a property on Villaggio Drive, 7.53 acres. So, well, yeah, how much you want to spend? Now let's get into the areas that are north of Omaha, around 990, and north of the mall. Of course, the cheapest things that you can buy are the manufactured homes. However, financing is tough on the manufactured homes. It's a lot different, especially these are in a park. So basically what you're doing is you're buying a car on a lot that you don't own. So you're basically going to a bank and asking for a personal loan on a property that really you're not even really going to own. So that's your under 100,000s is your... Boy, there's a lot of them too. These here in Philadelphia Street, these are the active adult community, 55 plus community. They are all really nice, brand new, but you're still buying a manufactured home and you are still renting the lot. Here's where you can start to see some that are under the 200,000 mark, but generally speaking, I mean, investor special, DIY dreamers, a lot of things like that where you're going to spend a lot of money fixing it up. Have to look out for foundation issues and a lot of things like that. If you're looking for a great little condo, these are on Chalkstone Drive are pretty nice little units. Nothing too fancy, nothing too big, but for $185, it's a pretty nice place for 1,000 square feet. Got a lot of these manufactured homes here on Philadelphia. And then as we get into the bigger square foot properties, then we're getting above the 200,000 mark. The bigger ones we're getting into closer to $300,000. And then we're starting to see some new ones north of the mall, like here on Cobalt Drive. Milano's a newer neighborhood as well. Small home, newer built. You can see the price tag there. Cow Street's a little nicer property for 2,000 square feet north of the mall. Morningside, that's a nice, cool neighborhood up there. Check out this one here, like in Bengal Drive. Built in 2014, 2,400 square feet. This is what you get for $450. And go inside sooner or later here, maybe not. Here we go. And here we are on Charmer Drive, $468,000, 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,600 square feet. Newer development. This is built in 2005. You can see a lot of the newer home features kind of popping up in this one. These two on Solomon Court, they're brand new homes built by Hillsview Homes, kind of off there behind Menards. But even those are selling for $520 and 630 for about 2,200, 2,400 square feet. So let's check out the southeast side of town. That includes West Boulevard, but doesn't get into Rapid Valley over here. Again, you got some single-wide manufactured homes in parks that are the cheapest options on the list. Oh, look, this one looks like it almost needs to be moved. So we see here some options under $200,000, but not very many. Even the 200 square foot properties, they can be $200,000, like this one here in St. Patrick. That one's just a little box of a house, but they've done a real good job, looks like, updating it, making it look pretty nice. But that's 720 square feet right there for $212,000. This is a newer property on St. Franklin Street that's been available for a while, but it's one of those where you're going upstairs right away up the hill. I mean, this is the garage. You're going upstairs to get to the main floor all the time. So I think that's why it's been sitting in the market for a little bit longer. We're not going to get inside views, I guess. We're just going to get outside. It does have nobody in the backyard because there's a hill right there and some very cool modern touches, but that stair going up there is kind of something that's been bugging people for a while, I think. Here's a kind of a common southeast side property, 2,000 square feet. So this one's got a little more spice to it. It's got a couple car garage. You can see they've done a few things here. Yeah, they've done some nice stuff over there. However, I'm guessing there might be some stuff downstairs you might need to take care of. Bigger homes, we get into 330s, 340s, 350s. And then we pop up to, we go from 350 to 430 almost. This one's on 12th Street, West Boulevard area. 25 Nebraska Street is a 3,000 square foot home. Was probably built in 1979. It's got some of the old features in there probably still. Smaller kitchen. 9th Street is also on West Boulevard. A couple more West Boulevard properties. A couple more West Boulevard. These properties were here in Middle Valley, Alta Vista, close to the hospital, and so Tower Court, same thing. That's where you get some nicer properties, bigger properties in that area right there. You can get some brand new one here. Look at this 1.5 story home here, 3,500 square foot on Ranchester for $1 million. Of course, you get into West Boulevard for $1 million and almost $2 million on Floorman Street, which is kind of West Boulevard, but you're up on top of the hill a little bit. Look at that view from that property there. Yeah, that would work. That's a good job on the photographer for getting that picture there, right? Yeah, they would. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Now let's get into the Rapid Valley area, which includes the Copperfield Vistas up in this area, and down here some of the new construction down here. And we'll see a lot of new construction going out in Rapid Valley because, hey, where else are you going to build? You can see just from the get-go, Rapid Valley, you start about 275. This one's a brand new property here, 1,600 square feet. 285 for this one, that's 1,300 square feet. Look, 290 for this one, that's brand new for only 1,000 square feet. So you can see that new construction is considerably expensive with the cost of materials, the cost of labor, that kind of thing. And then as we get into 300,000, we're still looking at only 1,300 square feet in some of these. This is a newer one for 1,200 square feet. 1,600 square feet for 330. This is a newer split level on Black Powder for 340. And generally speaking, they're only going to be finished on the top level, nothing on the bottom. Copperdale is a great little subdivision, an 1880 subdivision. Only 1,500 square feet on this property. Probably got some 80s things still living in this one, but 350 for this type of property. As we get into $400,000, we're getting a little bit bigger size square footage. A lot of new construction still going on here. Here on Fran Way, I bought a house there with this builder. They did a real good job for $490. More new construction. Then as you get down to Elk Country Estates, you get into some higher end properties with some nicer finishes. This one here in Ping is 2,000 square feet for $674. And you can see you can get some bigger ones all the way up to $789 up in that area in the valley. This one here in Anderson Road, here is 2.76 acres, so you've got some space, and it's down to $689, and you got some buildings as well on outside. Box Elder has seen a lot of growth over the past few years, so even the prices in Box Elder aren't necessarily that cheap. Here on Southgate Road, that's kind of like old Box Elder for $135, but other than that, we're going to go up to $275, $280 pretty quick. Stealth Lane is in a 90 subdivision, just kind of right off I-90 there. Kind of 1,800 square foot for a bed, 2-bath for $285. This Thunderbird Drive is just to the north of Stealth Lane. That's for $290 for 1,800 square feet. This Spirit Drive, we got a newer subdivision here, 1,000 square feet for $290. More new construction, getting into 300s, 320s. Yeah, a lot of new constructions. This Grandeur Lane is a pretty popular area up by Box Elder, 1,600 square feet for $330. More new constructions. This Kenai Drive, this is an area that's just over by Waikiki. That's closer to Rapid City than it is to Box Elder. 350s for this. Newer stuff still going up, 350s. Now all this new stuff happening here. Partridge Lane is in a subdivision in Box Elder that majority of the lots are 0.5 acre or above. So you get a little more space for your 2,200 square feet for $469. So Box Elder is looking from between $250,000 and $500,000. Piedmont Valley encompasses everything from Deadwood all the way up to Piedmont, kind of in a little stretch along I-90 there. You'll see a number of mobile homes for sale in this area. Somerset's seeing quite a bit of growth, and the prices are showing it as well. Here, 1,900 square foot in Somerset for $370. And they just kind of keep going up from there. $429 in Leisure. This one is on top of the hills. East Ridge is a great little location. 200,000 square feet, but you got some acreage kind of in the Black Hills. 2,300 square foot in Somerset for $500,000. Bellingham for $565. This is property here has probably got some Arapahoe's got some square footage as well as some acreage. How much do we got here? 1.22 acres for $589. Probably still an older house. Well, let's see if it just look good. Some nice job on the inside, looks like. But you actually have some Black Hills views to go play with. I like this area on Terra Court here. 3 acres built in 1999. Oh, they've done some nice updates too. But you notice as we get some acreage here, the price shoots up relatively quickly. You can even spend $1 million. Oh, look, $4 million for a place in Piedmont. Yeah, that looks nice. Look at that. How many acres is this? Where's it at? Oh, you get 95 acres. Oh, that makes sense. Look at that. All that space for you. I like it. Anybody want to spend $4 million? Look, it went down $1 million. All right. Piedmont Valley is a pretty interesting area because you can have a mobile home from $75,000 to a huge property kind of in the foothills for obviously millions. I always like to include this area right here. So if you're looking for a property in the Black Hills, 20 to 30 minutes from Rapid City, you're kind of be in this area right here. And I call this the Promised Land, and you'll see here right here. Here we are starting at $800,000, 1.29 acres, 2,100 square feet, yet still $800,000. And as you see, as we go more expensive, we have some of them have more acreage. Here's 13 acres here. Here's 2 acres here. Here's 1 acre here. Some are your quintessential log cabins, and some are your just really nice Rapid City properties. If a move to the Rapid City and Black Hills area is on your radar, check out this video about the cost of living in our area and this playlist about our beautiful Black Hills playground. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Remember, love where you live.
Money, money, money by the pound.